Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to rain. So I've looked up what needs to be done to get the other endings and to break the curse of the devil, and there's 3 endings. We got the one where we tried to kill the soul. There's another one that we may get here, but I kinda need to do what is a incredibly ridiculously large amount of gameplay still if I was to see everything, and I just don't think it's worth it. They've just not done a good job here. Let's turn off the voiceover again of making it worth playing. So we're at the end here and we're at the credits. Wow, I didn't realize that that's how this was gonna work. So we got one ending, and what is it going to do? Is it going to return us to the year 666, or is it going to return us to the year that we started with in the game? This will be weird. You can see the credits are going at the bottom. So each of those symbols, by the way, that you see on specific dates are supposed to be designed around the idea of a combination that you're supposed to do in the dungeon. And we have to do that combination in the dungeon to unlock a character that we haven't even unlocked yet. And this is interesting. I could go back as far as I want, but I can just do whatever run I want to. So if I went back to just the previous run I was in, maybe I can play again. Do you want to reset the game? No. Oh, I can't do anything. So, while I can look at my progress here, I can't do anything. This is ridiculous. This is so dumb. And you can't reset the game up to this point without maybe going and messing with the save files. So the way the king is looking tells you you're supposed to go into this symbol above the door in the dungeon, and 2 of the symbols here has him looking away, so you're supposed to go to the opposite of the door you see. And I guess I just am gonna have to tell you and spoiler it, there's several achievements I'm not gonna get here. The game has really no plot or pathing so that you would actually get all the achievements or see all the story or even succeed. It just lets you have 3 endings. One ending is you're stuck in the Middle Ages forever. That's if you if you don't kill the ghost and then he asks, are you tired? And you say yes, then you're stuck in the Middle Ages. The good ending is to bring about the skeleton character. 602. Is that where it started? And see, I don't have, I think, even the ability to and like I don't even think I can do anything. Like I'm hitting at every button and I've lost that opportunity to start a new game. This is so ridiculous. It's bugged out here. So you go into the K dungeon and let's see. We've got to figure out how to reset. And by the way, when I'm hitting A, it's causing the game to lag, which I don't know why that's the case. And no right bump or left bump on here. Turns out this is a Android game, so that is something you could have done. Maybe bring the mouse up, see if maybe that would bring something up. It doesn't seem like it. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. The ending. And we've got the mouse messing it up. We have 680 cards unlocked. And more rains, more of that. Just opens a website. Twitch plays rains, apparently this is a thing that exists. So let's just close the game and launch it again and see what it's like then. Like, so I got the second ending where I tried to trick the devil and it didn't matter. Now we've got this. This game's from Digital Devolver. Building the castle. And we go to next, and we can only look at this. So why even give me the option? Like, why even give me the option to say no to resetting the game, since that's obviously something we can't do. 1646, new game, reset. And I think that just resets everything. I don't think that's gonna change anything. Are you the young king? Am I the young king? Let's say yes this time. So you're the one who usurped my throne and sent me to this dungeon to rot for eternity? Yes? Well, now you're in charge of this mess. Good luck with that. It's all pretty crazy, you'll see. Who? What? Just try to keep the balance between the four powers and keep it your head on your shoulders. Yes. So, it's like everything is just back to the beginning. Well, not everything. All the cards are still unlocked. Alone. Let's go no. There is an achievement for saying no for 100 years, by the way, and not killing anybody. That's the true pacifist achievement. But it's such a crazy just reference to another game that had a true pacifist ending, which also was kind of crazy to do. Hunt the boars. Get the doctor, and see, we do unlock more cards and such in this gameplay, but it doesn't count towards anything. Did I govern at least 5 years? No. Am I the young king? Yes. 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 Like, I couldn't even care what this is saying. Like, woof woof woof. I agree. Shouldn't agree with the dog. And it's just more of the same. It's it's just more of the same. I would have to go through all the royal deeds again, which I'm not even sure there actually is an achievement for doing all the royal deeds. And here it says faded memory of another dimension, and all of the deaths here that we did before, but like also we're replacing that. So Edward the Wise has the plague ending, or the gruesome death. We have none of the bonuses. We have nothing here. I can't believe so many people love this game. I think on the face of it, I can see why people would love it. It's a simple game. It seems like it would be an interesting game. It feels like something you could maybe in the real world just shuffle out a deck of 30 cards, and as you swipe left, as you swipe right, what you would have to do is have 3 decks of cards and not shuffle them, but shuffle them in groups of 3s, which would be crazy. But so if you had a left and a right response for every card, then you shuffle them in. Oh, what you could do is you could have the question on one side, and then on the other side it flips over. So if you and on the back side there's a left, the card would be horizontally split, and the left would be your left decision and the right would be your right decision. It wouldn't quite work greatly, but that would be about what you could do in the real world. But talking about this as a video game, it's just, you have so much more control than you would in a real world game, and they do nothing with it. And because they really don't do anything with this, there's really nothing here. There's really nothing that makes this a good experience. That's really what this gets down to. This is just a bad experience. And I'm surprised that more people didn't see that, even in the beginning of playing through. This is kind of my problem with a lot of video game critics, is that sometimes they just talk about games as quick looks or first impressions, and they don't play the game all the way through one run to see the boring part of the game. Sure, the first couple of hours of almost any game can be really good, but if that good part is just repeated over and over again, then I don't see the point to it. Let's see. And we have a coup. And see, I really don't see a reason why I'd want to do this again. Even if I have more intelligence now, and might actually get the quest done a little bit faster, this hard limit of all 2,000 years doesn't add anything to the game. Getting more cards that I've already gotten, it doesn't really add anything to the game. There's so much grinding. What happens if I got all the way to the end of the second millennium, year 2000, a second time, and still didn't find everything? How many different times could I possibly play this game and not get things? It's crazy. Now there is a way to make it go on forever if you get one of the endings, but see. Let's see, I got a new move from that. And then we improve. And then if we keep going. Yeah, it's just so dull. And see, I don't even want to play anymore. In fact, I haven't wanted to play for a while. Really. This game just doesn't hold my interest. And see, we're about 15 minutes into it. Of all the things we got before, I never figured out what polyglot was, or let's see, senile or fossil or ancient. I imagine all of those just require you to run for a very long time. We never unlocked some of these deaths, so I imagine you could just go look them up. Though we did meet everybody. There's definitely not enough people, and some of these people don't show up well enough. The special skeleton that you need to trick the devil is called Clock, K-L-O-C. He looks exactly like the skeleton, so he's not a separate portrait. The fortune teller, pointless card, doesn't have enough variety. The warlord, pointless card, doesn't have enough variety. It might have been added in the most recent patch. The minstrel does only really one thing. The painter does only really one thing. They all kind of only do one thing. Did I end up killing some characters and never seeing them again in this while playing? I don't really think so. If it was true, it didn't really matter. All it does is have the same scenarios, it seems like, at least, occur. The spy doesn't really do that much. 686 cards unlocked. I imagine there was 700 to begin with and 800 with the latest update. And the problem here is, even if they did give me another update with another 100 cards, it wouldn't interest me one bit to continue playing this game. The concept, the interface, maybe that would work at a certain point. But I kind of don't think it would. I think swiping left and swiping right is just not enough interaction. I think at the very least you would want to go up and down as well as left and right. Then you can have 4 options, or at the very least swipe up and have a third option sometimes. The idea of going just thumbs up and thumbs down works in a lot of scenarios. It works fine in YouTube because the thumbs up and the thumbs down really mean the same thing anyways. It works fine in Netflix's new rating system. It works fine on the dating sites where you do want to just go thumbs up, thumbs down on people. But for a video games are all about systems of being able to interact and put yourself in the game. This game is about taking those systems away, basically. More than even the most basic of games. Pong, I suppose. You had a paddle that went up and down. But you also had a button that would launch the ball, usually. So there's more interface options than what we have in this game, even than Pong. And any game past that, you have up, down, left, right, A, B. That's your standard NES, Nintendo controller. Modern PCs like an Xbox One, how many buttons are on there? You have a right stick that can go in 16 different directions at least, if not 32. You got a left stick that can do 16 or at least different directions. You have a D-pad that can go 4 directions. You have an X and a Y, a B, and an A. 4 buttons there. You have a right bump, a left bump. You have a right trigger or a left trigger. You have a back button or a share button. And you have a start button. Now, I guess this game technically does have use of the start button because it brings up the menu, but it's just such a limited... That's all this game really is. It's limitations around limitations around limitations, and I don't find that entertaining. I don't find that fun. It feels like a choose-your-own-adventure book, but if it was going to be a choose-your-own-adventure book, which might make an interesting game, the thing there is you go several pages in a choose-your-own-adventure book of story, and you are usually given 2 decisions, but sometimes you're given 3 decisions or 4 decisions, and your decisions take you to other parts of the story. And if they were going to do something like that, I think at that point it needs to be voice acted. I think even in this game, it needed to be voice acted the whole time. This might work better as a Telltale game, the same story, where you have to make a decision once and then live with your decision, instead of dying and being given the same decision over and over and over again. If I had spent 2,000 years just playing as one character that was this immortal king making every single decision once, that would be fun. It feels like they stretched, and this feels like a small indie company. We didn't see hugely long credits, so it probably is a very small team. If maybe it's only one person. I didn't actually pay enough attention to the credits to see if it really was only like one programmer doing this, and it feels like he is stretched. It also kind of feels like this game might be stolen or cloned from a real-world game, but I don't know if that's really true or not. But in general, we have very basic fantasy, like middle-age stuff happening. Nothing interesting ever happened. We never even embarked on a real quest to win the Grail or fight a specific enemy. If there had been, say, 12 knights that you were going to go to war with, and then you fought each one of those knights once, then it would feel like there would be some more progression on an actual story there. Or if we got in the tournament at some point and fought in it and won the heart of a lady, that might have been interesting too. But just the act of getting married is as simple as swiping left, and then it happens. The act of having a child is as simple as just waiting till that card pops up. There's no challenge in this game. The only challenge is to get lucky and end up in the dungeon and figure out the right pattern that you're supposed to go in the dungeon. If we were supposed to have done the dungeon, we needed to run into the dungeon at the end of every single life. That should have just been the default. And it really wouldn't have changed the game that much, really. If at the end of every playthrough as king, you get chased into the dungeon, and because you get chased into the dungeon, you end up wandering through it a lot. That would be a way to push the player into actually seeing the aspects you intend for them to see. I didn't even know there was a torch in the dungeon until we had been, I think, around 1,000 years of gameplay. Like halfway through the entire run, I found out that there was a torch. I just really don't get it. We're now at 24 minutes, and I don't even have that much to say about this game. I don't know why so many people liked it. I certainly don't. And I don't think I would ever spend the extra time to come back and play it some more, particularly on PC. Maybe if I had a commute, maybe if I was playing this on my cell phone, I could see playing it every now and then for a few months. But particularly on PC, I don't see any reason why I'd put the extra effort to come back and try and get all these achievements or unlock everything. There's of the 600 or so, 686 cards we've discovered, arguably 640 of them have been boring cards, and I don't even know how they're getting to 686 cards. Really, it must say that they must mean that cards are the text at the top as well as the portrait, because that's how it seems, at least, and I guess that would be the case. So it's 686 lines of dialogue, which isn't really that much to write in a game like this. Yeah, I was heavily disappointed with this game. I'm gonna leave it at that. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe. Click the bell next to the subscribe to get notifications. Comment and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me with YouTube, tells them my videos are worth watching. If you want a friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, or Battle.net, all those links are down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.